Day the 18th, May 2025, I received intelligence reports that President William Ruto had ordered that I be dealt with once and for all. And since the goons sponsored by the state on several occasions had failed, police and other state security agencies had to come in. At about 11 a.m., same Sunday, 18th May 2025, this information was communicated to the Inspector General of Police, the Director General of the National Intelligence Service, and the Director of Criminal Investigations by the CS Interior Kipchumba Murkomen, and consequently, a killer squad composed of 101 lethal and dreaded officers from the administration police and seconded to the National Intelligence Service, accompanied by officers from the DCI, the Anti-terrorism Police Unit, the General Service Unit, and the regular police were deployed. This killer squad have been carrying out extrajudicial killings and abductions. Yesterday, they were mobilized and cordoned off and blocked all exits from Gatanga constituency. This squad was armed to the teeth and hooded and with masks to conceal their identity because of the heinous acts they wanted to commit on us. This is despite that there are existing guidelines from the High Court that officers should be in uniform and not conceal their identity. At about 2:30 p.m., we received further intelligence from the deployed patriotic officers who are not in agreement with the information that they had clear instructions to plant arms and weapons in our convoy to provide evidence to arrest us and get evidence that they could charge us with in court. After about 30 minutes, the killer squad was joined by their counterparts who are highly trained in the use of biological weapons. Their instructions were to poison me through inhaled chemicals that would paralyze my brain within 3 months. This was the intent and the purpose of the whole operation. My team and I sought alternative routes as guided by the deployed security personnel, majority of whom are our supporters and opposed to what is going on. We have credible information that President Ruto has directed that my private security personnel be disarmed and be targeted for withdrawal of their licenses so that they can leave me vulnerable to allow room for goons to attack and possibly eliminate me. President William Ruto has expressed ungovernable anger that the state-sponsored goons are being overpowered by my private security personnel who are licensed gun holders. President Ruto is furious that the people of Kenya have not forgotten about the Kiambaa church massacre, where children and women were tortured in the 2007 and /8 post-election violence, and is unhappy that I keep on reminding the people of Kenya of the heinous act. I want to say that although Kenyans forgive each other, they cannot forget this, and there is nothing the president can do about it. The president was also utterly livid that I exposed his grabbing of 5-acre piece of land inside Gong Forest, where he intends to put a private hotel. About my statement on post-election violence, this was a precautionary statement and not incitement. It is based on historical facts and past electoral experiences of 1992, 1997, and 2007 controversial elections that we must have a free and fair election in 2027. It is my civic duty as a leader to remind IEBC, all agencies and institutions charged with election management, that they must deliver free, fair, verifiable, and credible election. I have heard the CS Interior and other pretenders to the throne claim that they will not allow political violence. I urge them to walk the talk. Since November 2024, political violence of great magnitude has been meted on me, my family, and my supporters. Not a single case has been prosecuted. For instance, on 28th November 2024, at a solemn funeral service in Limuru, Kiambu County, I was attacked by organized criminal gangs and a police escort. On 28th December 2024 in Shamata, Nyandarua, an inspector of police flanked by criminal gangs threw tear gas canisters at me. On 23rd March 2025 at ACK St. Peter's Cathedral in Nyeri, my convoy was attacked at a church compound by a known criminal gang under police escort. On 29th March 2025 in Naivasha town, we were attacked by the police. On 6th April 2025 at a church service in Mwik, PCA, hooded goons attacked us inside the church. We dismiss with contempt the loose talk by CS Interior that during the DCP party unveiling, where goons dared to cause chaos were fighting for handouts from us. These were state-sponsored, but fortunately, they were overpowered by security personnel and supporters. The CS has given instructions that instead of arresting the said goons, they disarm my security personnel to give goons free access to me and my supporters in future occasions. Let it be known that our party DCP has organic support and we do not pay supporters to attend our meetings the way the government is doing to people to attend their meetings. Finally, let me assure the planners of this violence that you will not stop the cause of the people of Kenya. The one-term movement and the DCP party popularity will not be stopped and will not be slowed down. The cause to liberate Kenya is not about Rigathi Gachagua. All the leaders with me. Wasting time and resources to stop me is a zero-sum game. The people of the Republic of Kenya have said that lies must stop, roads must be built, corruption must stop, abductions and extrajudicial killings must stop, education and health systems must work. They are some of the things that are making the people of Kenya restless. We are putting our supporters on high alert that they have the right to express their frustrations if injustice is meted on us. My supporters and I will not be cowed or intimidated by the use of the criminal justice system to manage politics. The drama of waylaying us on roads should be stopped. If the government knows that I have committed a crime known under the laws of Kenya and identified in the penal code, they know all my homes. And I'm here. They know my Wamanyoro home. They don't need to waylay me on the road. Let them just come here, and if we have committed a crime, they can come and arrest me and take whatever action that they want to take. That is the end of the statement. Iko swali? Yes. Yes. I have not been summoned by anybody, and I'm waiting if there is any summon. What happened is that they wanted to plant weapons in my convoy, and they wanted to use chemicals so that they can paralyze our brain the way they did to Kenneth Matiba. And that is why we had to take an escape, an alternative route to get here. I would have wished they came here instead of wailing us on the road and using those dreaded criminals who are responsible for abductions and extrajudicial killings. And that squad works under the Director General of the National Intelligence Service. It's 101 officers who are recruited from the administration police, and they have been given special training by the National Intelligence Service, and they are responsible for the abductions and extrajudicial killings. And that is the squad that had been planned yesterday and mobilized so that they can incapacitate me and my people. Yes. Report to who? These are the same people who want to kill me. How do you report to the people who are planning to poison your mind so that the brain can be paralyzed and then you become a vegetable? I cannot report. And I wrote to the Inspector General of Police and the Director of Criminal Investigations. Instead of answering the issues I had raised, told me to report to the next police station. Yet all these things have happened under the cover of the police. So it is useless to go and report to the police. That is why I'm talking to the people of Kenya, so that if anything happens to me, President William Ruto must be held accountable. And I want to say, when they hounded me out of office, I pleaded with my supporters to stay calm and express their displeasure by singing. That is no longer going to be the case. And my supporters have blamed me for not allowing them to stand up to intimidation and the wrong things that are being done against their leaders. Therefore, our supporters are on high alert, and they will be part of the leadership and ourselves who will be resisting impunity and intimidation by William Ruto and the government.
Oh, yes.
Should the elections be rigged in 2027, then it's going to be worse than how it was.
I didn't say I was misquoted. I said the interpretation is wrong. People are not interpreting what I said correctly. Mine is a cautionary statement. And history is very important. During the finance bill of 2024, I did caution President William Ruto and the cabinet that it will bring problems because I listened to the people of Kenya. When a member of parliament from Rift Valley says that even if the votes are not enough, they will know how to manufacture them. When another leader from Rift Valley say they can rule for 24 years. These are the things that have put the people of Kenya on notice, and people are speaking. And as a responsible leader, I must caution IBC that the people of Kenya are saying, please don't try. And we are saying we must draw parallels from history. And all I was saying is that that has happened before in 2007, and it is possible it can happen now. And I was asking IBC to be patriotic enough to make sure they don't put the country into a crisis. That is all I did. I did not ask anybody to cause violence. I did not say people will fight each other. I just said, let's be careful. This has happened before, and it was bad. And from the way people are speaking, it could be worse. That is all I said. Yes, Waweru. No, I am a licensed firearm holder. I've been licensed as a firearm holder from 1995. Officers who helped me are licensed firearm holders within the provisions of the law. We don't carry any illegal weapons. In this country, civilians are allowed to have firearms. And since the government withdrew security around me, and there has been so many attacks against me, it was my responsibility to put up a team of civilian firearm holders to escort me around. And there is nothing that is illegal, and there is nothing that is wrong. Tumesikizana? Asanteni sana. Karungo.